I got a toy that's 35 years old. I opened it and I broke it. So normally I film all my videos in order from like my intro, and I start to do whatever I'm doing. This I did not. I filmed the project first, and so afterwards I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna film my intro. But I was a little frustrated at the time I was done with the what I'm about to show you. And I filmed something and I watched it. I'm like, I sound frustrated and I was not in a good mood. But what I've done is I got this. My earlier video, I talked about my grails for the year. This wasn't on the list, but this is definitely something I have been looking for. But it's definitely something I considered out of my price range. But a good deal came up and I jumped on it. So it wasn't sealed in package. It was an open package. It had the baggies in there. And you come to find there are a few defects you'll see in the video. It's a journey. I'll tell you that. What I thought would take maybe 20 minutes to build ended up being 2 hours. Luckily, the power of editing, you're not going to see all of that. But let's take a look at this 35-year-old Pirates of Darkwater Wraith as I put it together for the first time. So check this out. I was super excited to find this. I am not an in-box collector, so I was happy to find one that was open box. Everything's still in the wrapper. You'll see in a minute. You look up here, $12.99 on clearance at KB. If you've heard, the KB would have the red mark out like clearance price, but that wasn't something that was handwritten. It was printed. It was interesting to hear that. But $29.99 originally, which I looked it up, $30 in 1990 is the equivalent to about $74 today. So think about if you were to find this in the store today, this would be about $74, which is probably why I did not have it. I probably would have been able to get past the $12.99, but I don't remember seeing this. I didn't have any Pirates of Darkwater as a kid. I liked the cartoon. I remember it was kind of hard to find it on TV when it was playing. I missed a lot of them. It wasn't until I was an adult I was able to finish the series, and then I was kind of disappointed that it didn't really have a conclusion. But it was a really good cartoon, and I've recently just revisited watching it after I picked up the Wraith here. Let's take a look at the box. Some of the features. We have the spring action harpoon launcher, main cast catapult that really shoots, and the detachable sail doubles as a handheld glider. This is made by Hasbro. So same artwork here. The top has the same as the bottom. Here's the back. That's a scaled down version of the Wraith, how it appears in the cartoon. The boats in this show are really cool. I mean, they would go off of cliffs and glide. So let's open it up and take a look. So to get everything in a frame, you're definitely going to see some sides. You're not going to see the backdrop. And that's one thing I do want to work on this year, is making like a dedicated spot for filming reviews and things like that. Sometimes this always looks kind of clean and cool, rather than like I always just throw these like presentation boards or foam core back there just so you don't have a busy background. But it's something I'm considering. I want to make something neat and that's fun to look at that's back there. But let's take a look at this boat. It's split in half here. Looks pretty good. This is the, I know there's an official name. And I did notice there's a little bit of damage on here. That could be from just, being in the box for so long, but it's a little hair crack right in there, a little wear. I know there's like a heat gun technique. You can kind of put the heat gun on there and it'll get rid of the stress marks. But I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to put it together and I probably won't even notice it. I want to get it on display. And we have the little nest that goes on the tower up there. And everything here is in sealed baggies. Pieces here. Lots of accessories here. Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look at these instructions and start building. So here are the paper instructions. Here are the stickers. This is a piece that I think is missing from a lot of people when they find these. The sail, which is just plastic. And even this one doesn't look like it's not in perfect condition at all. And that could be just being in the box, or who knows. I mean, this is old, but I'm glad it's in there, and it'll do fine. That'll look all right. I think once it's out to you, some of those wrinkles will definitely lighten up. I mean, it's been folded in there for who knows how long, and who knows the history of where this has been. Oh man, so right off the start, this was stressful. Just snapping these 3 pieces here. Like the first one went in good, and I couldn't get it back out to get a realignment. But getting these in was tight, and I'm just super worried about the plastic being as old as it is. But I finally got that to come in there without, you know, forcing it, and I didn't want to stress it and break it. But man, that was a that was a struggle, and I was worried. But yeah, let's keep going. All right, so I stopped the camera because I was having some trouble just on the 4th step, which was add the second half of the outer boat to the middle here. It was, yeah, that was not easy. So you have the wheels that were in place that they don't really like stick in there, so you have to kind of balance them in there. You have to match these tabs up, and you have the tabs down here you have to match up. And this as well. And I was lining up the best I could. I was trying, and then I snapped a piece. So this little piece here snapped off. I was like, all right, that's right, I'll super glue it. Then this piece snapped off. And I wasn't like forcing, I wasn't like manhandling. I was trying to be as gentle as possible. I know this is plastic from 1990. So it's up there, but it was not going. I finally got it together. It's not like perfectly snapped where I feel like, you know, it's together, but it's not that satisfying click, click, click. So I finally got that one, step 4. I'm on step 4, and I'm already like over 30 minutes in. Holy smokes, that was tough. So, I mean, I'm glad I'm not like, I don't have to have pristine. I was hoping, you know, since this came fresh from the box, I would have a pretty good version, but this one will be, will have some fixes to it. But this is going from my collection, so that's okay. I'm not gonna plan on like resell this or anything in the near future, so. But, whew, man, frustrating. And I think this wheel goes into another part. But here we go. Let's keep it going. I probably should have watched a video on this because there probably would have been some tips. Oh my goodness. So what you're having to do is this goes into the side, and these little tabs here are clicking in to the boat, and like these just feel like they're gonna snap off. I mean, they almost look like something you were gonna cut off anyway. But oh my goodness, there's some flex to them, but man, that, look at the stress mark on that. That is definitely something that I would have broken as a kid. I might break it now. We'll see. Man, it's stressful. But it's not bad. I don't want to cut too much off and I mess something up. Let's see. Put these in first and see if that makes it easier. Man, that is tough. Man, I'm gonna have to take a nap after this. This is stressful. These here must have already started to come off the pegs because they're kind of partially snapped together, which is not good because I gotta get some wheels in there. So that's gonna be problematic. I didn't notice that when I had taken them out, but yeah, when they were on here, they were just like one side of each was still stuck on there. It's like the other part had come off, which is, I mean, that could have happened because all these were kind of loose. I think they're starting to pop off anyway. But I've got to open these up because I got to get wheels inside of here. So let's see if I can do that without snapping this thing in half. All right, so you guys are missing a lot of the action because I'm not equipped to have everything here. I needed to go to my blow dryer because I needed some hot air. Because I was mentioning, these were semi-pressed together, one of them more so than the other. So the back half wasn't like locked down. I was able to kind of pry it halfway open, enough to get the wheel and kind of use the pliers and get it in place and lock it back down. The other one was very much locked down. I was able to get enough hot air on here to pry the back part open without breaking anything, or without stressing the plastic out. Get it open enough again to get the pliers in there and get that wheel in place. But my goodness, that was probably, 15 or so minutes just working on that. You have to take it slow. You put the hot air on there and just slowly, so you don't snap the plastic. Because as I was heating it up, I was taking the little flathead part in here and slowly trying to pry it open. But man, at any point it could have just snapped or cracked or broken. So I've already broken a few pieces on here. I'm trying to do my best to keep this thing, as intact as possible. But whew, my goodness. All these directions, that's pretty easy. It's like, oh yeah, just attach the pontoons to the hull. Well, sure. Sounds easy enough. And after that, we're going to put the hatch cover onto the front deck. It looks easy, but that part will probably be like so snug, I'm going to be worried about breaking something. We'll see. We'll keep it going. One thing that I liked about some of the toys growing up, it seemed like G.I. Joe was able to kind of pop a lot of things off after the fact. Like, it wasn't as definitive, like, once you've got it built. It's like forever in its place. I kind of like room for error if you need to pop something back out. Ooh, that's scary. That is scary. The plastic sound is just on these. I feel scared. Those are on the hull. The pontoons are now a part of the hull. So it says add this hatch cover, which is this piece here. I'll snip this off. Now this piece was, like I showed earlier, was already a piece that was kind of broken. So I don't know how that's gonna affect the how it's gonna affect what's going on here. It actually, once you get it in place, it kind of makes everything a lot more secure. We have the steering column halves that have been put together. And they want to put the steering wheel. Guys, hanging on just by threads. Come on off there, buddy. There's no real front or back here. Even that was stressful. Like that's like, this is the kind of plastic where I'm not as worried about. And that goes right in here. Oh my goodness. That's like a, you squeeze into place type of deal. And like I was saying, this plastic is, maybe when it was brand new, you wouldn't be as concerned about it, but this is from 1990. Oof. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's supposed to be able to be movable. Man, that, like you can kind of see the little stress marks in there. There it is. Focus there. Steering assembly clocks in and that moves down, I think because it turns into like a glider type deal. That's an option. We're gonna do the harpoon here. I didn't see any, no there is, okay I'm wrong. There is string, I got the harpoon balls. They have, okay, that's cool. They got little places they can fit into some pegs. So this is satisfying and this is working out nicely. I wish everything was working as well as the cannonballs here. The cannonballs, nice little snug fit. That is nice. They look like Captain Crunch berries. It kind of makes me want to get some Captain Crunch. So I skipped the harpoon. Let's jump on the harpoon. This is the harpoon. So it's got these little holes here. You put the string. Before I do that, I'm gonna put it on here. That's actually, it goes in the directions. I was kind of jumped around. Don't jump around on the directions. So let's put a little knot in here. So at this point, I'd like to give a huge shout out to all the toy tubers and YouTubers in general who do everything in camera. I even just tying that little knot started to, I have the camera right in front of me. I need it right up close to my eyes. And it wasn't working out. So I had to pull it back and kind of work on it. So shout out to all the YouTubers that make it work. One thing I'm considering getting, the more I have started doing this since the beginning of the year, I have seen the Meta glasses, like the Ray-Ban glasses that you can record with. This seems kind of cool, especially if you're out toy hunting. Like I've mentioned before in some other videos, I get in the moment and I forget. And sometimes I'm looking at stuff with the camera and I'm looking another way and I'm missing what I'm actually filming. The glasses, I feel like I could, whatever I'm looking at, it's what I'm talking about. And it feels maybe less invasive. Like people don't see you walking around with a camera or your phone recording everything. You're just walking around. And out in public, I'm just overly aware. Like I don't try to, put the camera around. There's people just to respect their privacy. But I'm also, there's a self-awareness and I'm trying to shoot video and talk about toys and not become the center of attention of someone else's day. With those glasses, it might be easier. There we go. That's kind of how I would have tied it as a kid. Maybe a little better. But it's on there. It's like the prettiest of knots. Now this piece here goes on the front, and that's where I've broken a piece. So I'm gonna not, I mean, it goes in there, but I'm not gonna keep it in there right now because I'm gonna have to glue that one piece back on. So that'll be interesting. But when I do, I'll probably keep it pretty close like that, you know, rolled up and then put into the gun here, because I don't plan on shooting this and actively playing with it. Another piece I skipped here was the rear sail. We're gonna drop that in the slot. Let's do that. Snip it out of these 2 connecting points, or 3. So 3 connecting points. You got one right there. That's a thick one. That's stressful too. Like, is that supposed to be cut? This is stressful. Toy collecting is supposed to be relaxing, bring you peace. Today is being stressful. So that's gonna be a snug fit. So I'm gonna get a better angle of myself to get over there and see if I can get in there without dropping any heat on it. I made it seem worse than what it was. Once you get a good angle over there, went in there pretty well. Gondola, holes, arms, posts. I can already tell this is one that involves folding of the plastic. That's just, I don't think that's good toy design. I've never seen one of these out, like in a toy show, like out loose. I've seen pictures of them online. That's about it. I'm curious how these have held up in people's collections. So anyone who's had this as a kid and still has it, has this pieces of it just broken off, I can guarantee if I had this as a kid, the parts would be it would have broken in several places. I played with my toy. It wasn't like rough, but I played with them. I'm just like, even storing this like in a toy box, things would have snapped. But you know, it's all right. I had fun with my toys. But from a toy designer standpoint, I kind of wish they maybe did some different approaches here. So we have the post, right side up. This folds up, and these go into that. This isn't like hard plastic. It's got some give to it, but it's still, I mean, that's just gonna snap, right, over time. So we have the gondola, and now it's calling for the flagpole installation. So we have flagpole and it has these posts. So it's one of these other pieces over here. That is the poles. I'm gonna go ahead and snip these pieces off too, just to have it done. Are most toys you buy today, they're already pre-assembled, right? Like, I don't recall many, I mean, maybe they are. Maybe there's like some light assembly, but I feel like back in the day, they were more reliant on you, the kid, putting the toys together, especially like G.I. Joe vehicles, things like that. They all came like in almost like a snap type model kit type deal. Today, you go to the store and like the vehicle or whatever is just in the box ready to go. Maybe you had to snap like a little one piece on, or so there's the post and it goes in the holes, and there's 2 sets of holes. So that's for each flagpole. Let's see, I'm glad I was looking because it feels like, I mean, to me, I would just naturally put these in facing in, but for it to go on the sails, you want more spread out, so it makes more sense for it to go sticking out. Every snap feels like you could snap something in half. All right, now the mast. This was the mast that I was holding out the flagpole. So we have rubber rings. Oh my goodness. So we got these rubber rings that were included in here. And they actually, they're not dry rot, so that's cool. But they just go on here like that. It looks like this is going to attach in here. Oh my goodness. So once you get it on there, these are gonna stretch down onto you're gonna stretch down onto that plastic tab. Oh my goodness, that feels not good. That might not be happening. We'll see. We'll see. We are doing it. Using a little flat here to kind of easier to stretch over. So that definitely a piece I don't see surviving from the old days. That's a rubber, two like O-rings holding this mass into place. The mass can go up and down, but man, oh man, I don't want to be messing with that. It feels like it's just gonna snap right off. That little tab. Just keep it like that, and hopefully it's not putting too much stress on everything. I had no idea when I got this. I was excited. I had no idea the boat would have this much. I don't know. It would be so fragile, I guess is the word. Sail installation. We have the frame, tape. Do I need tape? There was no tape included. We'll see when we get there. I do have tape. Let's see how this goes. Let's take the boat out of the picture for a minute. I mean, this thing is pretty big. So I think it's gonna go on like that. Kind of slides in there. I'm starting to see why a lot of these did not come with sails. There we go, there we go. All right. It does say you put some tape on there, but I think that's just, you know, you want to tape that down. I think I'm okay with it not being taped down right now. Right now, we'll see. That might change later on. So we have the sail frame. This says upper cross mast. And that connects to the gondola. So you flip it around. Like this. And this is the type of thing where you snap it in there, you don't feel too, it's a looser plastic, more rubbery, so you don't feel like you're gonna mess it up too bad if you mess up. You can easily pop that out. So there's I believe this is the glider. So you put your figure in there, maybe that way. I'm not sure which way it goes. Let's see. Yeah, so as long as the dark water is always facing forward, you have your figure down here. You can fly along there. That's pretty cool. We have the rope ladder installation, which is these guys. We're gonna put those on. Sail assembly installation. I guess that's putting the sail, finally attaching it to the boat itself. We have the crow's nest we're gonna put on. That's showing you the cannonballs, which I don't think we're ever gonna do. I don't think I'm ever gonna feel confident enough to pull that back and shoot some cannonballs. And I probably won't be shooting the harpoon either. Then we're gonna put some stickers on. So, all right, we're on the the finishing home stretch here. So let's do it. Well, I snapped another piece. Oh my goodness. So these little pieces here, you're supposed to attach the sail poles into. I'm gonna have to get the heat gun and heat this up. There's a little place that'll still fit in there. And it's got the more rubber piece up here for the top that it'll fit into. But my goodness. Here we go. I'll be right back. So I had to go hit this with a blow dryer, and went in a lot easier. And thankfully I didn't snap it like I did this side. So you can see where I broke it. Luckily it still fits in there, locks in there, but snapped off the end pieces. And there's no super glue in that. You just let that be. But man, this is not gonna be pristine. But there again, I'm okay with that. As long as it looks cool on display, I will be happy. And so far, I'm gonna glue these on after everything's said and done. But yeah, let's keep it going. All right, it says to put the mast on, the crow's nest on the mast. Little groove for this to snap down into. Gonna hit that with the heat gun too, because I just don't want to snap anything else. Through the blow, I said heat gun earlier. Well, I have a blow dryer. I do have a heat gun, but I don't want to. I mean, that gets really hot. I don't want to melt the plastic. A blow dryer is good for toy plastic, I've found. But yeah, let's put a little heat on there, and that popped in and locked into place pretty well. So we have the mast. It shows you how to bring this back for the cannonballs. We're not gonna do that. And we got stickers. Let's put some stickers on here. I do want to look at this. At least do it one time. Oh, man, I got the steering wheel down. And actually, I don't think I'm gonna do it because that's just a pop out. Yeah, the whole thing would pop off. And I don't feel like popping that off anymore and putting more stress on it. So you normally could pull that back and have the sail up, or this would detach for the glider. But as you saw, that plastic is having a hard time. So I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm happy with that. I know what it could do. I don't have to experience it. I don't have to play with that feature. So I think we're gonna put the stickers on. We'll do some gluing. And we'll get some figures in there and take a look. So here we go. We have number 1, which goes on the top up here. Now this is interesting because these are flags. So you have to get it kind of perfectly center. Come on, stick. Stick to anything but my fingers. And then you want to fold it perfectly on itself. I can't even see what I'm doing up here. So yeah, we have the stickers up here. I'm gonna try to get it folded nicely. That could have went a lot worse. I know you didn't really get a good shot of it. Look at that, my angle. But yeah, it sticks on there. And let me know in the comments, well, would you even bother putting the stickers on? The flags? Or would you just leave them off? I mean, it doesn't look bad without them. I want to see how it looked with them. I was kind of excited to see that, so. Now these flags go on these little poles here. those flags, but I'm like, where exactly do they stick onto the poles? Like, is this little open heart area? Does that kind of go over the thing there? Yeah, I'm gonna put it like that. Feels good to me. That one's definitely not as good, but it's not terrible. Woo! I'm a 45-year-old man. I don't see a kid doing this. Well, I mean, they could do it, but it would be a mess. But again, the plastic wasn't so brittle when this, when they were buying this brand new. I need to see one of these at a toy show. I need to see how they look loose. How have they held up over the years? That's a little better. Not perfect. Definitely not perfect, but not the worst. Look at that. Oh. So earlier, there was it called for tape. Like, I don't have tape, but there's these here. These are the shapes that those were in. So there are pieces you can stick on. I don't know if I want to do that. You can put those and tape down the sail. I don't know, I'll look at it. I bet you're supposed to tape these down. I don't know. I'll take a look and see where I've failed at, where I've messed up. All right, what I've discovered is I really don't need the tape. I'll be happy not to tape that down, but something I didn't do correctly is these tuck under these little clips here. So when these pop off, you can tuck them in, and it looks a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna do that. And luckily, it's not. These pop off pretty easily, so it won't be too big of a problem. So I did that off camera. Does look cleaner. So now I gotta do the bottom. So I got those all tucked in. These just kind of hang out. There's no like tabs in there, but that's the design of it, looking like a sail. But man, look how the video started with everything was trying to be all like nice and neat, and I was like, backgrounds are showing. I don't care right now. I'm glad I got it together. But yeah, I'm gonna glue some pieces on here and go eat a sandwich and take a break. And then I'll come back and you'll see the finished product and some figures on display. Can't forget to show the compass sticker that goes right on the steering wheel, which of course is super tiny. Like, there's my big fat finger. So I had to get my tweezers out and stick that in there. Alright, as with everything that's been involved with this so far, it looks really globbed on there. It is globbed on, but it doesn't look that bad in person. On camera, it's like, wow, look at that glue. But I wanted to get a lot on there because I want that to be locked in place. And I got the corner piece up here glued. So I'll let that dry. I'm gonna take a little toothpick and kind of spread that out a little bit. But even that, like this piece, I had to find this weird angle. I've got it propped up like on a camera, my phone camera tripod thing here. And it kept on falling. I thought it fell inside for a moment, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But luckily it just kind of fell through the top part of the boat and fell out. But gonna let it dry, and when you come back, we'll have some cool pictures, some toys on there, some figures on there. So we'll see you in a minute. is the Wraith from Pirates of Dark Water. It's a cool boat. I'm glad I have it, but man, that was a struggle. I don't know if I really captured the frustration, because I would definitely I stopped the camera several times so I could go and fix something or work on something. But it took probably a good 2 solid hours of working with it and trying to get things fixed. It was frustrating. I'm mad at myself for breaking pieces on there, but hopefully maybe someone can watch this and learn, like, hey, if you're putting it together for the first time, be extra careful. I'm pretty careful, because I'd repair toys, and I know toys, but even I make mistakes. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this. It was a journey, but I'm glad it's done. So there you go. If you like this kind of content, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. We have more content like this coming. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.